the 20th of January, creeping towards Friday, which is a big date. For us around here, maybe the biggest date of the year, the last 30 years. Tomorrow is BBC Radio Berkshire's 30th birthday. A huge milestone. And I don't want to make you envious, don't want to age myself. I was only just born when this station began. And it's important to celebrate these kind of things, but how do you do that? How do you plan such a big party? Celebrations for someone who is maybe a little reluctant to make a big deal out of it, because no one around here is chatting about the thing. So let's find out with the millionaire party planner, Liz Taylor, who can tell us more. Liz, thank you for being there.
It's my pleasure, and I have to tell you that never in my 30-odd years of being in this business have I been asked the night before to plan a party for a 30-year celebration. So this is a first.
Well, I need to say, the millionaire party planner is slightly putting us off. The BBC's budget doesn't stretch that far. I mean, Andrew Peach, our breakfast show's presenter's pockets might run that deep, but we certainly don't have that much cash in the bank. Let me ask you about being a millionaire party planner. What made you diversify into just doing really high-end parties?
I never did. First of all, I didn't diversify, and I don't do. That's not what I do. I thought you were going to ask me how I became a millionaire party planner, and I'm still not even that. I run an event management company called the Taylor Lynn Corporation, and we organise corporate and private events, and I foolishly or unfoolishly allowed the TV company to follow me for 6 or 8 months, and a perception was, I think, made or given. You know how these things are edited, but over the years, the luxury service that we provide and the successful events that we've produced have attracted high-end, high-net-worth, privates, corporates, but we do lots and lots. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have a great party. You have to it's how you spend it, and you never go home saying, do you know what, I had a really great piece of chicken. You go home and you say, I had the best night. The music was phenomenal, and we had a few too many to drink, and it was amazing. So it's how you spend the money, which is how I'm going to tell you how to spend your money tomorrow morning.
Well, fantastic. And I promise we will get to those details in just a sec, but I got to get the goss out of the way earlier on. Just tease me a little bit with the most wild, poshest bash you've ever thrown.
Oh, God, how do you say poshest and wild? Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The most expensive one I've ever done.
There we go, Liz.
Are you ready? It was for 1.75 million. It was a 3-day event. And you know what, Dan, the thing, as wonderful and as exciting and exuberant as it sounds, the responsibility that lies with that sort of event is, you just don't sleep for 12 months. So, but I've done all sorts of, it's all relative.
Yeah,
a billionaire will spend, £1 million, and somebody else can spend £1,000, and that's $1 million to them. So my job is making sure that they go away feeling that they've had that millionaire party planner.
So what makes, I would imagine, a birthday party, no matter how much you spend, tends to be made up of the same thing. Food, drink, music, a big party. What makes the difference between a normal do and maybe a higher end event?
Me.
But what do you do, Liz?
Well, I can't tell you that because you'll share that with everyone. But, I've been doing this a long time. My attention to detail is insane. I love creating the impossible. If you said to me, I'm really into racing cars and I'm going to be 40 or I'm going to tip 50 or whatever, do me a themed event, I would bring the track to you. So the bar would be the pit stop, and we would literally have it designed and built as a pit stop. We would bring the toolkits to the table and open the toolkit, and you'd have the red wine and the tomato ketchup, and we'd bring all the pieces of the jigsaw that make up that concept and that theme and bring it to life in the room. That's what we do, and that's why I don't sleep at night and I run on the treadmill every morning, and that's my USP. It's turning that fantasy into reality. Have I sold it to you yet?
Yeah, I don't have the cash there. What makes a great birthday celebration then? Go on then, down to brass tacks. What really does it need so people don't go home thinking, oh, what a waste of money?
I think a lot of it is down to the host and hostess. I've done lots of parties where the host and hostess had the budget to do it but actually weren't engaging in it. So I think, it's that whole welcoming thing, and if you're doing it at home and you have lights up the pathway and you open the door, and then there's a drink on arrival, whether it be a punch or a cocktail, and you serve it in a milk bottle with a straw. So you've got all the unexpected little bits and pieces that already draw you in and attract you. For me, the most essential ingredient is the music. That's my thing, that's my bag. And I've looked after a band from Paris for 25 years. I've gone round for my own birthday, big birthday, the weekend of it, on the Friday, I was walking up Market Street in Manchester. There was the most amazing mariachi band outside Marks and Spencer's, and I actually brought them in and had them in the drinks reception. It's just finding that toe-tapping, infectious music, because that's what makes you feel good.
So we are 30 years old this tomorrow, the big 30th birthday, so we've not given you a lot of time, and I know perhaps making a party for an entire radio station isn't something you usually do, but I think what you've said so far, we've come to the right person. Immediately, what are you thinking about the bash that we need to have?
Well, I thought about this. I mean, if you go back 30 years, you're 1992, and the dress code at that time was all grunge. It was what we all love, the big baggy cargo pants and the denim overalls and the branded T-shirts. So an email should go around to everybody on the station. Tomorrow, you have to come dressed 1992, either grunge or pick one of your famous. There were some great films out then. There was Fatal Attraction. Not that I'm saying you should come as dressed up as that, but look at what was on. There was the one with Whoopi Goldberg. Sister Act. There were some really fun things. So pick something that relates to 1992 and come as that character.
That's a good idea. Yeah, Producer Ed would look good as a nun. You can come dressed as that tomorrow, mate. What else is there, Liz?
And then, of course, you're in the music business, so you should have already thought of this and done it. But look at all the music, the top 40, the week in January in 1992. You had Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. You had Elton John, George Michael, Tony Braxton, all those wonderful artists that are still going now. And you should be having a playlist on the station and in the station that, Diana Ross, Mariah Carey, The Beautiful South, the most eclectic mix of music, Tammy Wynette, and just put it all on one big, very long playlist that takes you back to the times when we all used to bop and dance differently. And to do that, you need to have a drink in your hand. Now, I realise that you can't all be totally drunk on the radio station because you've got a job to do.
Oh, yeah.
But you could do a Virgin Mary instead of Bloody Mary. You could do a Cosmopolitan, but you could do a version of it without alcohol. You could do a champagne cocktail, but with elderflower. Lots of... And do it and get somebody on drinks, get somebody on food, get somebody on music, and create your own 1992 bash. That's what I would do.
All fantastic things that there is no way I would have thought of. However, Liz, I think we can do more. I think we need one chef's kiss, piece de resistance, something that will really, you were saying about the race car, red wine in the bonnet. I think we can have something that lifts it even more. Help us out with that.
Oh, that's a tough one, that one is. I mean, I'm assuming that you're all working. I mean, you can bring in boys' toys. When you called me to do this, I immediately Googled 1992. I looked at everything. I mean, there's not an awful lot of food there that is inspiring or different, but again, it's sort of all quite basic, and it does take you back to the basics, and it's creating the area. I'm not one for balloons, and you're not going to waste money on flowers, but I think the integral, the tangible things that... go and get some old records and use them as canapé trays or serving plates, and old CDs, all that old stuff that we used to have then that we don't have anymore. And it brings back wonderful memories.
What a fantastic idea. I'm on board with that. Listen, you don't need to tell me what's going on, but are you working on any party for someone else right now? You got your little cogs whirring?
I absolutely am. We've come out of COVID bigger and better than ever, and we've got some amazing and very exciting and creative projects in the pipeline, none of which I'm going to share with Radio Berkshire tonight.
No, I would never think such a thing. Liz Taylor, party planner, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real treat.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Good
No
luck
worries.
tomorrow. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you very much.